A lot of people ask me, how do I manage two careers? The answer is I don't, because I'm always hustling and always running from here to there because I'm really bad with time management. So it's always a daily struggle. Uh, I always show up exactly 5 to 10 minutes late at work every day. My coworkers are very sweet and supportive. My boss is herself a singer, so she really kind of understands the whole hustle and she tries to be supportive of it. Either way, that's no excuse for getting late for your work, like I am right now. So I really got to just gulp this tea down and read whatever is there. Because we have a lecture at 10 o'clock. So it's exactly 9 o'clock right now. So I'm supposed to be at work signing on my register. But here I am, clearly not present over there. And Google Maps shows I'm going to be reaching in another 15 minutes. So I'm going to be 15 minutes late today. So, like I said before, I'm always struggling with managing both the careers, and I should really have a more systematic approach towards life, manage my time better, plan things, and I hope to get there someday. I guess we're all work in progress. Also, whenever I have gigs and all in the evening, I usually try to be a little well rested before I perform, maybe get a little nap because the morning starts off like this. That also doesn't happen most of the time. So black coffee and Red Bulls in the bath. So this is where I work. I think I should take permission of the college before I put this on YouTube or whatever if I do that. But and I always have this little baby with me. I usually hang her over here by the X-ray box, X-ray viewing box. My boss hates it, but it just looks so much cooler having an X-ray box and the guitar in the same frame. So I have to go sign. I'm quickly gonna go do that. Right outside Cooper Hospital, best poha ever. Like, you guys remember the horizontal line? One passes through the lower border of L1. This is known as the transpyloric plane because it passes through the pylorus of stomach. Go ahead, come. Studio. This guy is going to wake up at 12 p.m. So, cha. I had the fortune of recording on this little monster here. It's Lima's. It's a Gibson Firebird. We recorded some of the electric parts of chandeliers on this, and also She Don't Like Me Anymore. The railway station is right here. So whenever we are recording the EP, sometimes I would be giving like a really nice take. Suddenly you have the sound of the railway. We don't have a very proper soundproofing system inside, so every time there used to be a train, we have to stop, re-record again. Also, the domestic airport is right across the street. Every time a plane left, we had to stop recording. But it was still fun. I mean, you got to do what you got to do. I was actually thinking, joking to Lima, saying that the album should be called Between Planes and Trains because most of the takes were taken between two flights or two local trains. Well, let's go inside, see how the mixes are sounding. Come. So this is it. This is the studio. These are all made by Lima, by the way. All these little things. Everything you need is right here.
a
Try
song
not to
should
get-
sound like, what a bass line should sound like. Depends on everything that I have heard till now,
Yeah.
which basically depends on all the other people and their mixes, right? And what you are basically doing is, again, a conditioning that you have gone through in the last, whatever, 40, 42 years. So it's just a matter of perspective anyway. So I'm just gonna trust you on it and just let you do it. Now don't get back to this song at least for the next 7 days. Let it just simmer, and then you get back to it, and I'm sure you'll find something different in 7 days, because that's how the brain works, especially in these things. No worries. Arifa Rebello, ladies and gentlemen. That's her voice. So on most Saturdays, I don't have time for lunch because I head to Pune. I run to Pune. So Jim Jam to the rescue, ladies and gentlemen. It's like my favorite biscuit of all time. And of course, I had a banana earlier. So one banana and a packet of Jim Jam is like a perfect mini meal before you reach someplace. We are heading to Lower Parel now, High Street, Phoenix. So we have a sound check with May from Made in India. They were the ones who curated all the artists for today's festival. So there's Joel before me. Really looking forward to that. Sound check right now, and then we'll grab some lunch, maybe some coffee, see what we can do. The world needs to see you. You're always behind the camera. Can we do something? Can we just... Oh, ladies and gentlemen, say hello to Pranav. His name is Baby Pranav on Instagram. And interesting story. We met through Instagram, and Pranav said that, I make films and I'd like to shoot you. And I was like, sure. And now he came up with this idea that, since it's around the album release, we could just have an entire video of a day in your life. I was like, yeah, sure. I'm just going to actually deal with a couple of questions that were asked to me. So I think I've already started talking about the fact about how I manage both of these things. Honestly speaking, I am still trying to find a perfect spot where I can, be at peace managing both things together. And right now I'm not, which is why 2017, half of 2017 and most of 2018 was a very hectic year in terms of health, in terms of trying to manage everything, trying to balance everything. It was like juggling with so many things. Honestly speaking, I think I could be a more academic person, so I'm thinking of getting back into academics and getting into some research or something as soon as the album is out. So 2019 is mostly going to be me trying to, do a couple of research papers or whatever, and trying to get a little more academic. And mostly the evenings ideally should be spent doing a lot of gigs, but in my case I'm not very sure uh, how active would I be in these in the next few months. I do intend to form a band and play the music of the album out there, but in 2020, when I finally have a little more accolades under my belt, academic ones, I could probably start getting into doing something more. Of course, I will start writing some new material. I already have like 8 or 9 songs ready, but I don't think they're gonna sound like this EP, because this EP was mostly about putting the most catchiest and the most peppy numbers out there other than Chandeliers. And the reason was, when I first came to Bombay and I was playing at open mics and all, I just thought it would be a good idea to have songs that are more interactive, that involve the crowd singing back to me, to kind of make an appearance as more of a pop star, and as in, like, yeah, mainstream pop kind of a vibe. And there's a couple of slow songs, there's a couple of mellow songs that I have written that will probably not be as organic. They'll be having a lot of programmed stuff on it. And yes, it's been a beautiful journey doing this album. We had our rough days, of course, but it's always there. Which TV series are you tripping on? There's a list of that. Firstly, I was tripping majorly 3 months back on a series called Peaky Blinders. I was completely crazy about this series. I liked the way they were wearing those hats and all that. In fact, I put a story once saying that, does anyone know where I can get that hat? And somebody said Lokhandwala Market. So I went there and I got the hat. It was not the same thing. I had to end up gifting it to my grandfather. which it looks really cool on him. That's why, nothing else. Then Better Call Saul, genius. Then I started watching Fargo. I just got done with season 1 of Fargo, and madness. Like, especially the crime scenes when there's murder and all happening, the tension that is created is just brilliant. So.
I haven't had this conversation for such a long time because for the longest time, I've seen a lot of singer-songwriters form full bands, and I'm kind of trying to take positive steps towards it. But first, the most important thing I need to do, I need to zing with people, man. I need to zing with the other musicians. I can't just look at somebody and say, "Oh, I want this guy." But there has to be a personal connection because that connection will reflect on
But
stage as well.
it's also essential to have the a personal connection with other people who have technique as well to bring to the table, technique to be able to gel with yours. Besides, they also need to agree with your messaging and your worldview. And then.
There's this lovely place called Francesco's right next to the stage where I'm performing at High Street, Phoenix. And there's a couple of questions that I've noted down over here, and I'm going to be answering them in chronology. So somebody asked me, how did all this begin? And I can't really go back and point at that exact moment when it started, but I used to like singing, so I used to take part in all the school choirs and all that. But when I first put my eyes on the guitar, it was an incredible, life-changing experience for me. And I seriously don't mean to exaggerate, because this dude, whoever this friend was, he just came down and he just opened the case, and it was the first time I saw an acoustic guitar. I think it was a Hofner, black colored Hofner. And I started plucking strings and this and that, and I was like, man, I gotta learn this thing. The first few months of my guitar training was in an institute called Rajnikant's Music Classes. Now you know where I get my guitar playing from. But jokes apart, I learned some of the basics, and then after that, I was in 10th standard. I was in 9th standard towards the end, and I thought I should focus more on studies, blah blah, typical 10th standard. After 10th standard, one of my really good friends and I, we ended up forming a new age metal band. It was called SOS. We used to play stuff like Linkin Park, System of a Down, Limp Bizkit, which was really trending back in the day. Remember, we won a couple of college festivals, and it was a big high that we used to get. Oh, we are rock stars and stuff. And then I got into med school because pretty much sucked at math, so I thought bio was my only way to. And then my focus completely shifted to more of pop. I was not listening to pop actually. I was listening to a lot of punk pop. I was listening to a lot of Simple Plan, a lot of Canadian artists. My friends introduced me to Avril Lavigne, who I really dig. I was just hearing a couple of her songs 2 months back when I went to meet my college roommate, and we were still tripping on it. Writing serious songs was something that happened quite late after my medical college days ended, and I had my first college heartbreak. That's when I came up with the song She Don't Like Me Anymore. John Mayer's album Born and Raised, that's one of my all-time favorite albums. It's very country, it's a very playable album. It's not extremely difficult. You don't need a full band for some of the songs, since it's got a very singer-songwriter country vibe. I always perform a song from the album called Queen of California. I'm a big fan of Chris Martin from Coldplay. Especially his earlier work. I love the first 2 albums of Coldplay. I think they're brilliant albums, and they've got really interesting songwriting abilities. So, if you ask me what my top 5 favorite albums are, I would not be able to place them chronologically, but I'd definitely say Wallace Bird Spoons, Born and Raised, John Mayer, The Art of Tea, Michael Franks, Little Giant, Who Pains, The 2020 Experience, Justin Timberlake. Incredible stuff. Favorite singer-songwriter, Vernon Narona. Brilliant dude. Simple, honest, heartfelt, and so beautiful. Tejas Menon. Love
his brain. I really love the way he thinks, not just about music, but just about everything that he does. I think he's an incredibly creative dude. Ladies compartment. I'm really looking forward to whatever you're going to put out there, because you guys are kick-ass. More girl power to y'all. Dhruv Vishwanath, by the way, what a dude. Love the way he performs. Love his videos. I love his writing. I love his guitar playing, and I still haven't met him ever. So that's it, yeah. Favorite indie artists: Sanjay Devecha, Varun Narona, Tejas Menon, Dhruv Vishwanath, Adilfa, and Malvika. Malvika Manoj. Checked out her EP called Rush. Killer stuff. Very reminiscent of one of my favorite country singers of all time, Alison Krauss. Brilliant stuff. And Ladies Compartment, who I'm really waiting to listen to live and also something on record. This is Calico. Johan, who played bass on my EP, plays for Calico. Calico is another trippy ass band, and they just released one single right now. It's called Garnet Eye. Brilliant stuff. It's like Tom Mish meets a new age sort of Bee Gees. It's very cool. So, had a very interesting question that said, when are you going to start touring? And I wish I had an equally good answer for that, but as soon as the EP is released, I'm not going to be touring. In fact, I'm going to be taking a break from music for a while, because I just need to go back to traveling and finding myself and trying to write some of the things down that I have. I mean, somebody also did ask me what my songwriting process is. So it never starts with a lyric, it always starts with a tune or a melody, or sometimes even a beat, which I do with my mouth. So what I do is I usually record these ideas on my phone, and then whenever I find myself with a very calm state of mind, which I haven't for the longest time now, but I will hopefully, inshallah. So when I travel, usually that's when I feel at ease. So when I travel, I usually just sit and with my guitar and try to work on the idea that I've recorded vocally, and then try to harmonize it, then try to add a couple of words to it, and that's how usually songs evolve. My favorite moment on stage, one line answer. I don't think it has come yet. I hope it will arrive soon. And I think it'll probably be people singing out to my songs. For that, they need to hear them. For that, I need to put them out there. So that's my favorite moment, which hasn't occurred yet. My worst moment happens almost every time. But particularly worst moment. This is it. I was playing at the Lady Bandra, and there was a bunch of loud loud men who were on my right side, and they were talking very loudly while I was trying to sing and play. And it really interferes with your process, especially because I do all these small gigs at breweries and diners. I'm already sitting in some corner and everyone's talking and everyone's chatting, which is okay because I don't necessarily play at musical venues. I have to sometimes do that because I got to fund the album and all that. So sometimes it's always a disadvantage, but you got to just keep on doing what you do. That's my buddy Joel on stage, and I'm gonna go up on stage next. But before that, I gotta try a couple of beers. So here we are. Could I ask you a couple of basic questions that I've always wondered about? Well, the first question is, what exactly is a craft beer?
So, a craft beer has no particular definition as such. There are a few guidelines. So, basically, the amount of beer that's produced or brewed, it's limited. So, it changes from place to place.
Okay.
Around 10,000 liters a month, generally.
Wow. Okay.
And also, it's not completely automated. There's a lot of human interaction going on.
Wow.
Also, the amount of the different ingredients that you use are not as restrictive as they are in terms of a commercially brewed beer.
Okay.
So you get a lot of different styles of beer with a lot of different flavors stemming from that.
Wow.
Also, but basically, what we say is your regular beer, you drink a regular beer. A craft beer, you experience it.
Wow.
That's
Wow.
what we go for.
Wow. That's well said, buddy.
And
Cheers
that's
to
the
that.
hopper.
some stupid things, and I guess I had some wicked flings in my days. I had my share of foolish stories, not all of them ended in glory, no way. And there have been times I've crossed the line, but it did not seem so juvenile back then. And I still believe in fairy tales, and I'm waiting for my sunny days, but today's not the day, so say we don't care. Why don't we forgive ourselves and sing goodbye? Word, 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 goodbye. Word, 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 goodbye. Word, 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 I'll see you some other day. Goodbye. Word, 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 goodbye. Word, 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 goodbye. Word, 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 I'll see you some other day.
If you're watching till now, that means you've reached the end, and thank you, very patient of you. The album, the EP Quarter Life Crisis is, if it's not already released, depending on when this video is released, you will find it on oklisten.com. That's where you can buy it, which would obviously make me very happy. But if you just want to stream it, it will be on Apple Music, it will be on Google Play, it will be on Deezer, Spotify, Savan, as well as Ghana. And I think I'm going to put it on YouTube. Am I going to put it on YouTube? I guess so, yeah. So if you like my music, please do check it out, and follow me on Instagram. That's where I'm most active. So you can personally directly message me on Instagram and tell me if you like it, what do you like about it, how does it make you feel. A nice way to support me would be by buying my music, by showing up at gigs, by sharing my music with like-minded people, by tagging me in your stories. That really makes my day. Sometimes people start their day with one of my songs and then they say that starting my day with this, that makes me really happy. So that means a lot to me. Thank you. And I hope to see you at one of the gigs, and hopefully I'll be coming up with some merch to sell eventually. So you can buy the merch and proudly showcase it if you feel like it. Thank you so much for listening to me rant about my life, and hope you had fun like I did. Thank you.